welcome to Bruhan Mumbai Municipal Corporation's Virtual Training Center, and I am Mrs. Nehal Kodambe, your English teacher from VTC. Let's begin with today's session.
Hi everyone, welcome to Standard 8th English class. Children, today we will begin reading of a very small and sweet poem by J. Patrick Lewis. So let's read the poem from Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun wakes up at dawn, puts his golden slippers on, climbs the summer sky at noon, trading places with the moon. See, very funny poem. Mr. Sun wakes up at dawn, puts his golden slippers on, climbs the summer sky at noon, trading places with the moon. So here in this poem, poet J. Patrick Lewis is explaining us the work of the sun right from morning, that is from dawn to the night or to the evening. So here you can see, if you read this poem again and again, you will find it out that sun has given the face of a human being. So what is it known in the English literature that in today's session we will learn and know more about it. Here one more example is there. The flame of the candle danced in the dark. The flame of the candle danced in the dark. Now flame of the candle, it is also a non-living thing, but here the writer of these lines has given it's a human touch. आता ही जी काही उदाहरणं आपण बघतोय ह्याच्यात तुमच्या एक गोष्ट लक्षात आली असेल की आपण जी काही उदाहरणं बघितली, पहिल्या कवितेत आपण सूर्य बघितला, आता इथे मेणबत्ती बघतोय. तर दीज आर ऑल नॉन लिव्हिंग थिंग्स, पण तिथे लिहिणाऱ्यांनी जे काही आहे त्याला ह्युमन टच दिलंय, मानवी चेहरा दिलाय. याला इंग्लिश लिटरेचरमध्ये काय म्हणतात ते आपण आजच्या भागामध्ये जाणून घेणार आहोत. गिव्हिंग ह्युमन क्वालिटीज टू नॉन ह्युमन थिंग्स. Giving human qualities to non-human things is known as figures of speech. This is a type of figures of speech in English. So, what are figures of speech that we are going to learn in today's session? A figure of speech is a word or phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. Very important. Try to understand this. A figure of speech is a word or a phrase. Phrase means group of words that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. Figure of speech म्हणजे काय, एखादा शब्द किंवा शब्दाचा समूह की ज्याला त्याच्या डिक्शनरी मीनिंग पेक्षा किंवा लिटरल डेफिनेशन पेक्षा एक वेगळा अर्थ असतो. बघा, मी नेहमी तुम्हाला सांगते, ट्राय टू लर्न द मीनिंग बिटवीन द वर्ड्स. आपल्याला शब्दशः अर्थ लँग्वेजेसमध्ये किंवा लिटरेचरमध्ये जाणून घ्यायचा नाही, तर त्याच्या मागचा अर्थ, शब्दांच्या मधला अर्थ, अक्षरांच्या मधला अर्थ, त्या रायटरला आपल्याला काय सांगायचं हे जाणून घेणं, याला फिगर ऑफ स्पीच असं इंग्लिशमध्ये म्हटलं जातं. A figure of speech is a word or phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. So just now we have seen what is figure of speech means. Now there are different types of figures of speech. For example, simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, onomatopoeia, hyperbole and idioms. Among these, we are going to focus on one, and that is personification, which we have learned in the beginning some of the examples of personification. Now what is personification? We will see through some more examples. See, personification. What is personification? We will see that in the beginning we have seen some examples, a poem of sun or the lines on candles. So a personification is a figure of speech make up a huge portion of the English language making it more creative, more expressive, and just more interesting. So figures of speech make up a huge portion of the English language, making it more creative, more expressive, and just more interesting. Why figures of speech are being used in English literature? To make it more interesting, more creatively the writer can put it, and more in expressive way. आपल्याला इंग्लिशमध्ये फिगर ऑफ स्पीचचा नेहमी वापर केला जातो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल जास्त करून याचा वापर कवितांमध्ये केला जातो. का तर मोर क्रिएटिव्ह वे, जास्तीत जास्त क्रिएटिव्हली ते त्यांना कमी शब्दांमध्ये जास्तीत जास्त सौंदर्यपूर्ण भाषेचा वापर करून लेखकांना किंवा कवीला आपल्या भावना त्याच्यामध्ये मांडता येतात. सो दॅट यू कॅन एन्जॉय इट बिकॉज दे कॅन पुट इट इन मोर इंटरेस्टिंग वे. So, given human qualities to non-human things. We have seen what is personification, that is given human qualities to non-human things. Person means human being, right? So giving human qualities to non-human things. ज्या गोष्टी मानवी स्वरूपात नाही आहेत त्यांना मानवी स्वरूपात मांडणं यालाच पर्सॉनिफिकेशन असं म्हणतात. बघा बऱ्याचदा आपण आत्मवृत्त किंवा आत्मकथा लिहितो. छत्रीचं आत्मवृत्त, फुग्याचं आत्मवृत्त, त्याच्यामध्ये आपण असं लिहितो की ते स्वतः बोलतात. खरं तर those are non-human things, but we are picturing them, we are putting them or giving human qualities to those things. So that is known as the personification in English. So let's read one line. The leaves danced across the lawn. Now this is a line from the poem. The leaves dance across the lawn. Now see, you can see the picture. And after watching this picture, observing this picture, you can see that how correctly, in very interesting way, in more expressive way, that poet has put that picture in front of our eyes. आपण जरी हे पिक्चर बघितलं नाही तरी आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर ते येतं. The leaves are dancing across the lawn, right? So giving human qualities here to the leaves, and it is known as the personification. The leaves are being personified here. The leaves dance across the lawn. We will see some more examples. The thunder roared in the evening sky. Now it's rainy season and you can see at night or in the evening the thunder are roaring in the sky. So you can see the picture here. The thunder roared in the evening sky. See, in one sentence or in one line, that poet has brought the entire picture in front of our eyes. The thunder roared in the evening sky. Or the next picture is personification occurs when a thing or abstraction is represented as a person. You know what is personification? Now it is clear to you. Personification occurs when a thing or abstraction is represented as a person. थिंग, एखादी गोष्ट किंवा एखादी ॲब्स्ट्रॅक्ट आयडिया जेव्हा आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर आणली जाते मानवी स्वरूपात त्याला पर्सॉनिफिकेशन असं म्हटलं जातं. So personification is a form of figurative language in which something that is not human is given human characteristics. We can put it in these words also, that personification is a form of figurative language in which something that is not human is giving or given human characteristics. And this device is often used in poetry to enhance the meaning and beauty of poems. As I told you earlier that most probably this device is used in poems or in poetries to enhance, to increase the meaning and beauty of poems. जास्तीत जास्त ह्या पर्सॉनिफिकेशनचा उपयोग, फिगर ऑफ स्पीचचा उपयोग कवितांमध्ये केला जातो, कारण कवीला कमीत कमी शब्दांमध्ये जास्तीत जास्त गोष्टी मांडायच्या असतात. आता आपण शिकलेल्या कवितेतल्या 2 ओळींमधून हे बघितलंय. In one single line, the poet has painted the entire picture in front of us. So this device is often used in poetry to enhance the meaning and beauty of poems. See here some lines again from our book. And when a moon floats in the sky, they hum a drowsy lullaby. कुठल्या कवितेतल्या ओळी आहेत तुमच्या लक्षात आलं असेल? ट्रीज आर द काइंडेस्ट थिंग्स मधल्या या 2 ओळी आहेत. अँड वेन अ मून फ्लोट्स ऑन द स्काय दे हम अ ड्राउझी लल्लबाय. इकडे आता कोणाला पर्सॉनिफाईड केलंय बघा, चंद्राला केलंय ना. इट सीम्स दॅट मून इज सिंगिंग लल्लबाय टू द ड्राउझी children. Now here we will see some more pictorial examples. Now you can see the picture, the sun and the clouds. So let's see how can we personify them. The sun was peeking through the clouds as if they are playing the hide and seek game. Lapachapi kheltat, and the sun was peeking through the clouds. Now here you can see the sun has been personified. So this is a personification of very famous and oftenly used figure of speech in English literature. The sun was peeking through the clouds. Now we will do one activity here. Rewrite the following sentences using personification. How the question will arise? You will be given, or you may be given some simple sentences, and we have to use or rewrite those sentences using personification. So let's do that. The sentence is, the grass was moving because of the wind. This is a plain simple sentence. The grass was moving because of the wind. How can we rewrite them using personification? Let's try to do that. See here, I have tried. The grass danced back and forth in the wind. थोडंसं पोएटिक आपण त्याला केलेलं आहे बघा. The plain or the original sentence is, the grass was moving because of the wind. You can see in the picture also, the grass was moving because of the wind. Because of the heavy wind, the grass is moving to and forth. And here you can personify it, or you can do the personification of this. The grass danced back and forth in the wind, as if the grass is a person and it is dancing to the back and forth in the wind. अशा प्रकारे तुम्ही काय करू शकता विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, छोटी छोटी वाक्ये घेऊन तुम्ही त्याला मानवी स्वरूपात अशा प्रकारे लिहिण्याचा खूप सराव करू शकता. We will see one more example. Let's read the sentence. The school premises are silent without children. Nowadays, you people are not going to the school. We all are at home, so the school premises are very sad because there is no children's noise. So children premises are silent without children. How can we put them? We can rewrite in this way. The school looked sad without any children around. Look at the picture. A picture of a sad school. Now here we have personified school. The school premises or building. The school looked sad without any children around. So this is known as the personification. आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर लगेच दुःखी झालेली शाळा उभी राहिली की नाही? So in this way, to give human features to non-human things is known as personification in English literature. One more example. Every morning I get up when my alarm clock rings. If you have morning session school, we have to get up with the help of the alarm clock. How can we put in personification? Using personification, my alarm clock yells at me to get out of bed every morning. So when my alarm clock bell rings, I get up from the bed. ते वाक्य पुन्हा वाचा. My alarm clock yells at me, it shouts at me to get out of bed every morning. जसे आपले पॅरेंट्स ओरडतात आपल्याला, उठ आता शाळेला उशीर होतोय, तसं जणू काही ते अलार्म क्लॉक रोज माझ्यावर ओरडून मला उठवतं. So here we have given the human feature to the alarm clock, a non-human thing. My alarm clock yells at me to get out of bed every morning. Isn't it funny and interesting? Very creative work you can do with this.
That's all for today. So you will revise whatever we have learned in today's session. Please